it is December 17 in 1903, and it's a cold December morning on the sandy beaches of Kitty Hawk in South Carolina. The two Wright brothers, Orville and Wilbur, that's really stupid names, were making their final preparations to their new invention, the Wright Flyer, the first ever airplane that would fly, or something. At 10 in the morning, they flipped a coin, that would decide who would fly the plane first. Orville won that one, and so he was the first human to ever take flight on the Wright Flyer. Now, of course, the Wright brothers were probably the reason only 60 years later the man landed on the moon, and definitely are the reason that over 100 years later, we would be able to have it in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. The Microsoft Flight Simulator added the Wright Flyer as part of their 40th year anniversary celebration thing, where they brought a bunch of stuff, next to the Wright Flyer. I mean, that's already been a few months ago, but it's time to finally talk about it and reconstruct the first flight. Now, of course, for that one, we can do this properly. We are here in Kill Devil Hills in the Flight Simulator, where we can just Google up the first flight. We can even visit the memorial, which is interesting. Yes, now isn't that a little something here? I also want a memorial like this. Wilbur Wright and Orville Wright, really nice. Faith and commemoration of the what does it say? Conust of the air. Yes, everybody. In today's video, let's go ahead and go to the beach of the Kitty Hawk beach thing and fly the damn Wright Flyer. Come on, let's get to the point. Yes, welcome to the beach indeed now in the first plane ever built. This is quite an interesting construction that they had to use back then, isn't it? What we can see is some sort of rail system here that's connected to this weighted catapult. Yes, the Wright brothers needed a catapult to launch their Wright Flyer because the airplane's engines did not have power to take off. I mean, 12 horsepower is all that this little 4-cylinder petrol engine could deliver. And what I really like here in this flight simulator is how nicely realistic this plane is. It has all the features, all the instruments, lots of instruments. I mean, barely. What we have here is, first of all, a chronometer. That's kind of nice. And this little clock here says mètres on it, which measures the amount of distance traveled in a trip, which is interesting. It catches the wind here with this little turbine. Interesting. Anyway, 4-cylinder engine, 12 horsepower. I got a lot of power, so we've got the catapult going on. But we find more quirky and interesting design choices in this first plane. We take a closer look here. We have these muslin wings here. As you can see, it's a double-decker kind of wing design. And we have a very interesting control surface design as well. Look, we've got the main wing, and then we've got sort of kind of like a vertical stabilizer, or maybe like a rudder. This one acts as a rudder, and it's actually triggered by the body of the pilot. Can you see that? Look, this is actually a very physically demanding plane. Look at this. So you shake your booty in this way, your rudder controls. You have actually no aileron. Also, by the way, look, check out how this wing flexes. Yeah, this is a method of controlling lots of these first planes. Wing flex. Interesting. Also, we have some sort of proper elevator surfaces. Look at that. This, as you can see, it's so nicely depicted here as, controlled with this hand by this guy. And why is he so much in style? I mean, we're on a beach. It is cold outside, and he chose to wear a suit. Great. So yes, indeed, this plane could easily act as a gym. But honestly, here in the flight simulator, we're about to find out is how hard this plane is to fly. Like, just maneuver. It's not really complicated of a system. To start the engines, all you have to do is just open the fuel valve, which is already there. Get some magnetos going on here in this 4-cylinder engine. Come on. Yeah, something like that. And then all you have to do is hand prop the damn engine. Come on. Yes. Oh, wow. So, okay, great. All right, there we go. We've hand propped it. Just don't lose your hand. And just give it full power. And the engines have stalled. Great. Let me try this hand start again. All right, there we go. Hand prop it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. All right, plane's going full power now. Oh, all right, it's worked. Okay, great. All right, there we go. As you can see, the catapult triggered, and we are literally in the air with a plane that you cannot actually cut the throttle off. And we've literally touched the ground. We've beached. Oh, we've beached again. Yep, this is definitely one of the hardest planes to fly ever for the flight simulator, which is ridiculous. We've crashed. Great. It's, all right, we're already done. Nice. Alright, try again. Come on. Full power. Yes. There we go. Alright, check this out. Now, very small little movements. See, this plane flew with the ground effect, mostly, which is why the first flight only ever took 12 seconds. I understand now why. This plane's really hard to gain altitude with. It is just that underpowered. But come on, let's go ahead and just keep it going. We are actually flying. Actually, not that poorly. And I would have imagined in 1903 this would have been a lot of fun until it crashed it. Which is interesting. I mean, actually, that's what they did. It's like quite realistic. This ended up crashing in the right flight beyond repair. Here, that's great. All right, maybe we could try doing this without the catapult. I mean, this plane doesn't have landing gear, like literally anything at all. Just landing this plane as well. It's always a crash. I mean, try to land a plane without landing gear. Now, this is definitely the sort of plane where every single gram matters. I mean, let's check out the weight and balance. Yeah, all right, get a lot of fuel in here. That's really 2/5 of a gallon. The thing else we could try doing is maybe lose some weight here as the pilot. Like all of it. So, basically a ghost plane now. I'm sorry, sir. Maybe try, come on, let's try turning this plane on again. Great. All right, Magneto, get that going. Time to hand prop the plane. Hand prop in the plane. Quite well. There we go. Come on, full power. 1100 RPM, 1200 RPM. Not that bad. There we go. Check this out. Quick launch here. Kind of like a carrier. And here we go. We can fly just like this. Now let's talk about the handling itself. Since you don't have an aileron, this plane is not very easy to handle. Like you barely have control over your turns at all. Yeah, no, this definitely isn't a passenger plane. Okay. But actually, it's going quite well. If you give the plane what it wants, and that is just like a slow ground effect flight, it kind of is satisfied, and it works quite well. There we go. Flying along the beach of St. Barth's. Nothing to worry about. Now, I want to see. Can you just spawn this plane up using slew mode? Yes, here we go. It's lacking more and more power, but we are actually in the air. We're lifting. We're not dying. So flying higher than a few feet is theoretically possible. It's just that, you know, the getting there, the climbing there should be quite hard. There you go, come on. I mean, something we could try just for handling purposes. Can we just try landing here at this airport? The thing is, we cannot turn the engine off. Yeah, no throttle control, there's just 100%. So we could maybe just glide down there. That could work. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And this way, we can test the handling a bit, which is super poor. Okay, come on. It's probably the worst flying plane I've ever seen. I mean, we've had the U-2, but this plane is like on another level. And I'm dead. Great. So everybody, this is the Wright Flyer, a turning point for humanity, opening up new possibilities for transportation, communication, and exploration. You know, I kind of like how the Microsoft Flight Simulator has turned into like a museum at this point. This is definitely a better hands-on experience that any museum could give us. So that's great. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, good night.
Well, thank you so much to all the people who give me lots of monies, like Mariana, Ragings, Junk in the Trunk, Mike, John O'Brien, Derek, Matt, Sleepy Boy, Kelly Chaos, Ryland Williams, New York, Shadow, Ignuana, and Moritz Bohausen.